half the people in the room are probably in the wrong size or more. So how do I know if I'm wearing the wrong size?
I said it before, blistering is a big thing. So any redness around the foot after you take the shoes off, oftentimes you can feel it while you're wearing it. So that's definitely an indication that the fit is wrong. Every brand claims to be podiatrist designed. Why should I believe you?
Why should you believe us? Well, we have been working with podiatrists for over 25 years. What is the most common foot complaint you hear and what helps? Customer service and all that.
What makes a shoe comfortable?
We believe real comfort comes from three things. Obviously, today everyone, this is episode 56 and we're really excited to be here. Ben, Allanah.
Hello.
And we're going to have a bit of a special episode today. We're going to talk about comfort, the real questions, and the strategy behind it. And really what we're going to do is we're going to pull back the curtain on what comfort really means and why it has quietly become the biggest story in footwear. Built as a fast, honest Q&A this session. The team takes the questions real customers are asking. Why do my feet hurt by the end of the day? Can comfortable shoes ever look good? What am I really paying for? And answers them straight and then opens the lid on the strategy underneath. Why the Comfort Co runs a house of 8 brands, how FootScan reads pressure, you can see, and where AI is taking the business next. Alrighty, Benno.
So I think we should start with the one we get most, right, is what makes a shoe comfortable. So most people get this one wrong, but it's what does comfort mean?
Well, that's a really good question because everyone says comfort, soft. My sales team, everyone goes, it's got to be soft and squishy. That's the word. And yeah, that's true. But we believe real comfort comes from 3 things. One is, and we call it the recipe of comfort because they need to work together. And obviously premium cushioning and softness is very important. All of our materials are built around that. But we also believe that a podiatry sort of inspired contour, and we call it a contour, arch support, but it's a special foot contour that allows you to really anchor yourself very well. It's in support, so that's very important. And I think the most important thing, and we'll probably address it a little bit later in questions as well, is fit. The 3 things go together. A poorly fitting shoe with the other 2 is still going to be uncomfortable. So comfort for us is about getting those 3 things really balanced.
So for a lot of people, when they first think comfort, it's at the end of the day. Most of the time when people are comfortable, they've got their shoes off.
Yeah.
So that's just how we translate comfort into when you've got your shoes on, because you can still be comfortable when you're out doing things. It just looks different. It's not your Snuggie, it's not your big cushions, it's not this and that. It's how can we stay comfortable in motion?
Yeah, you need to not feel your shoes or it needs to make you feel better. That's what we try to do. I mean, for me personally, you talk about softness. I like things, and it comes down to personal preference, I like it a little bit harder. Because I like to feel the arch support underneath my foot and make sure that it's aligning everything. But that's just down to personal preference. Yeah. We have varied hardnesses and softnesses across the business.
I think that you get that way a little bit as you kind of get used to your comfort footwear and your things like that. So you would have had arch support for a lot longer than me. And you know that if you can feel it, it's doing its job. Yeah. Whereas you run-of-the-mill person who's wore flat shoes for their entire life, if all of a sudden, bosh, that's not going to be comfortable. You've got to ease your way into it. You've got to... for how you can get those comfort features in motion.
Yeah, I mean, we do say that you have to wear them 30 minutes a day for the first few days if you're going into
your big corrective ones, all the heels and your
amazing, I promise. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, next question.
Yeah. So we were talking that contour, that arch support. Like, is that real or is that just a buzzword? What is it?
No, it's definitely real. I mean, there's a couple of different theories on arch support, and a couple of our different brands, put it in different spots. But the way that it was taught to me is we used to walk on, sand and dirt and things like that, and it used to come up to our foot, sort of like memory foam does now. But now walking on hard surfaces, you've got nothing underneath the arch to hold that in place, and it's causing issues like knee pain and back pain and hip pain. So it's definitely a real thing. There's been lots of studies on it. Podiatrists prescribe orthotics every day of the year with arch support and other brilliant features to them. So it really goes hand in hand with comfort, and that's one of the reasons why it is one of our key pillars of the recipe of comfort.
That's one of the big myths. I mean, there's a lot to people talking about your kind of barefoot theory and everything like that. But what you've got to remember is we're only a couple of generations, well, a couple of hundred generations away from being hunter-gatherers.
Yeah, that's right.
Our evolution has happened quickly, and we've gone from being on a hard surface so rarely to now being on a soft surface so rarely, and our evolution hasn't caught up. Which is why that arch support is such a big difference. It's because if you're going, it used to be able to be cushioned by the soft floors, but now it's we need to compensate for that.
I love this statement, which we've talked about before, is that cushioning feels great in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Support is what you feel at 5 o'clock. We mentioned it earlier, after a full day on your feet.
It's true.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Immediate comfort, support is all day comfort.
Yeah, and when you wear arch support shoes, like we do every day, when you don't wear them, you can feel that.
You really
can feel
can.
your arches
You
collapsing.
really can.
So it is important. Once you get into it, it is addictive.
All right, next question.
So my turn. So how are we, the Comfort Co, and our brands different from Frankie 4, Baird, Sierra, all those other brands out there?
Firstly, amazing brands.
Yes.
All of them are amazing brands, and I love them all. They've done such a great job. Where we differ is that we have focused on providing a range across all aspects of lifestyle, from younger, older, more active, more casual, and even men and women. So we're very focused on providing the whole of wardrobe and providing something that fits our comfort recipe across the whole market. We're not so focused on a particular category.
That's true. So you walk into one of our stores, you can pick up shoes for your family members, yourself. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, different shoes for different purposes. So we have our recipe of comfort, and every shoe along the Comfort Co range will fit in within this recipe of comfort. But that recipe, if you dabble here, if you dabble there, depending on purpose, you're going to get that personalised, perfect fit for you and your lifestyle.
Exactly. But all those brands have done an amazing job in providing...
I think I have shoes from every one of those brands. Brilliant brands.
Yeah, they're great.
What is the most common foot complaint you hear, and what helps? Customer service and all of that.
I mean, fit. We always get the heel rubbing on the shoes, or straps cutting in, blistering. I remember we had the chat with Dan, quite a few episodes now, our retail manager, and he said if the shoe fits right, we should never hear about blisters.
Yeah.
So that's probably the most common complaint we hear from a customer service point of view. And what we're trying to do is make shoes that fit. I mean, width is a big issue. Not a lot of people know the width of your feet, and that can really affect how shoes are worn. So do recommend that you go and learn about if you're a wide fit, medium fit, because that can really affect what you buy.
And we've heard that statistic before. We've raised it many times. But, whatever way you look at it, 70%, 83% of people don't have correctly fitting shoes. Sounds a lot, but it's, a lot of podiatry organisations and all that have done studies on it.
Yeah, I mean, especially for a woman, you can get very narrow heels and you squeeze your foot into it. I mean, who hasn't? So they tend to not fit, and that's why we see all these wonderful brands, even some others that are claiming to have heels that actually fit, because it is a really big impact on your body when you're wearing shoes that don't fit.
So I think the biggest takeaway from what we can say there is that almost fitting is not the same as fitting.
Yeah.
The difference there is going to make such a big difference in your life, and the very best way that you can ensure that you get a pair of shoes that fits you incredibly is by going into one of our stores and getting yourself one of those Atrix foot scans.
Yeah.
I got one, changed my life.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Very good. Next question.
Next question. So this is one for Ben, probably, because he's been in this industry for the least amount of time. And he probably had a different answer before he started working here. But do comfort shoes have to be ugly?
Asked me a couple of years ago, yes. Asked me now, absolutely not. That was one of the big changes in my mentality since working here, and it's what surprised me the most is because your comfortable pair of shoes, your comfortable, supportive, healthy pair of shoes are doing you no good if they're sitting in the cupboard. And I think we've realised that as a company and have made it so that it's all of your comfort features are great, but if you're not wearing them, what's the point? So for decades, that comfort was a trade-off. You either look good or you felt good, but we want to be able to do both. So we set to break out of that. So your big winner there is your Mia Vita. which, and I know I've said this time and time again, is on our photo shoots, that was the big reaction that has stuck with me, is every time a model would get these shoes on their foot, they're like, oh my word, these are so comfortable.
Yeah.
But within those hidden comfort features and everything that we've put within the shoe, not only is it comfortable, it's got that arch support in there. It's got that cushioning in the right places for your rebound. It's that 5 o'clock safe shoe that you don't take off with the big groan at the end of the day. I mean, right now I'm wearing my hipsters here. I never take these off. No, they're great. I bloody wear them everywhere.
You know, there's little things that designers want to put in shoes that sometimes, like we make sure that we have Velcro adjustment on everything. We keep it very elegant, but our customers love it.
Yes.
But, you know, things like that make it just a bit easier, but still, it should not take away from the look.
No.
And we've seen that in the sneaker trend. Unbelievable what's going on in the sneakers at the moment. You know, just every different design and fashion. Yeah. It's a fashion play.
Yeah. And you don't know what's fashionable. I mean, New Balance being fashionable, who would have called it?
Who would have thought?
Years ago, yeah.
Crazy. I'm still confused about Crocs.
Yeah, that's true.
So we really stretch the word hidden comfort. You don't want to have comfort as right there as the headline, but it's got to be hidden. But our customers, and more, they're becoming to expect it.
If you're on a night out and someone comes up to you and is like, wow, those shoes look comfortable, you know, you'd still be like, oh, I don't know about that.
All righty, next question.
All right, so every brand claims to be podiatrist designed. Why should I believe you?
It's a very good point. Firstly, podiatrists, why do they sort of link podiatrists with footwear? It's because podiatrists are an expert in understanding your foot and how it needs to be supported.
Yes.
I mean, one of their biggest things they do is create customised orthotics that fit your contour and provide you a really sound foundation when you're walking in, you know, everyday life. So they know what shoe fits those contours really well.
Yeah.
So when we talk about podiatry design, one is we're talking about contour design and we're talking about footwear design on what needs to really provide a supportive footwear. Now, why should you believe us? Well, we have been working with podiatrists for over 25 years. We deal with over 2,000 podiatrists around the world. We attend all the trade shows. All of our product in one way or the other is viewed and used and prescribed by podiatrists, so we get an immense amount of feedback. And that's really...
Revere was created originally for podiatrists, wasn't it?
100%. They didn't have an answer for the particular product that Revere does, which allows us to take the insole out and put their custom orthotic in it.
Yep.
And we created it for podiatrists. So, of course, they were very... They gave us some pretty honest feedback.
and they look at gait as well, don't they, podiatrists? So it's not about just standing there; it's about how you move in footwear, which is so important. And so I know we're working with some podiatry groups with the Atrex scanner, and they needed to have the gait analysis to make sure that when pressure while you're walking is in the right spot, and shoes help with that.
Exactly.
So the difference for us, I think, compared to a lot of your brands out there that have just found some random podiatrist to give them a thumbs up, is that we have been working with them from the start. Everything that we do is podiatrist led. It's to quote Bain, we were born in it. We were moulded from it. Podiatrists aren't our ally. They're part of us.
Exactly.
So,
no, it's very true. Right, my question to Allanah. We mentioned before, probably half the people in the room are probably in the wrong size or more.
Sure.
So how do I know if I'm wearing the wrong size?
I mean, I said it before, blistering is a big thing. So any redness around the foot after you take the shoes off, oftentimes you can feel it while you're wearing it. So that's definitely an indication that the fit is wrong. If you need a little bit, it's like nearly a thumb width at the end, your toe, end of the toe to your toes, and your heel, believe it or not, has to fit really securely into, if you're wearing a closed-in heel shoe. You don't want your heel, what's the word for
Slipping
it?
out.
Slipping out.
Heel slippage.
Heel slippage, because that can cause the rubbing and the redness. And the last thing is, it may fit today, your shoes, and I know I've mentioned this on a few episodes, and it's a very common thing with women with pregnancy, but anybody can have their feet change. So my feet are now wider than pre-pregnancy. So the shoes that fit me before I had my children no longer fit me. So you always got to keep that in mind. And if you start seeing redness, or your foot feels a bit wide, you don't have as much spacing around the shoe, it may be time to have an upgrade and get some new shoes.
I was just quietly doing those little tests as you were saying them, and nailed it on these ones. Thank you, Atrix Foot Scan. You've got to love that, don't you?
Yeah.
You mentioned the Atrix. We'll touch on Atrix Foot Scan a little bit later, but I will say, in 5 years' time, for people that are really serious about their footwear and all that, they will not buy shoes without having a scan. That's a pretty big statement, because very quickly the scan result is going into online. So you'll literally be able to go online, you'll be able to see the shoe, it'll be able to compare with your scan. Why is that so important? Because the scan exactly is your foot, and it says exactly that it's going to fit you okay.
Yeah.
Right? So it's very important. So, the scan is not only about length. Too often people think, I'm a 39 or I'm an 8. It's about width as well, and that's very important.
Yeah.
And having a wide feet, by the way, is not a bad thing. Sometimes they think, wide, no, I'm medium. Don't force yourself into a medium. I tell you, there's a significant portion of the Australian population that are wide feet.
Yes, I am now one of them.
Same, always.
Question for you, Ben. Are expensive shoes always better?
No, absolutely not. Big example is, your Yeezys or some of this. You've seen the little front shoes, I think it was Balenciaga or something put out. No, absolutely not. The price tag doesn't make a difference. The specs do.
Yes.
So that, that's why we're out trying to educate people on what will be better for your feet at the end of the day. And we're never going to put that higher price tag on our shoes just because we can. We want to make it accessible for people and everything like that. So, that premium price tag, you're paying for for the Balenciaga, so that's written on the side of it. You're paying for whatever that might be, not for what is happening under your foot.
Yeah.
And some of the time they do get it right, but a lot of the time they don't as well, because they know they've got you through that brand.
Yeah.
So what you should look at is that recipe of comfort, is what we talk about all the time. So that cushioning, that arch support, and that fit is how is that working together for you?
Yeah.
So that can make such a huge difference. Is the shoe that fits you so much better, that works within your lifestyle, may not be the one for everyone else.
Yeah, and it comes at a little bit of a premium. I mean, comfort is can be a little bit expensive to engineer, so there will always be a bit of a price tag on a comfort shoe.
Absolutely.
I have to say.
But it doesn't mean you can't get that good value. So we have our exceptional value brands, like our Vetasouls and our Shoals and everything like that, where you are getting that recipe of comfort spot on. So I don't wear anything but Vetasouls, and I get them for free. So I could go your premium ones, but these ones just fit better for me. So that that versatility within that Vetasoul as well. So you match the shoe to your need, not because it's more expensive, not because they say they tick all these bells and all these whistles and everything. I know about the specs, and these ones work for me. So you should do the same for yourself.
I never thought we would transition you from Adidas.
Right.
You do have,
right.
But you do wear insoles.
I wear insoles in my Adidas now. Who would have thought?
So you can make your expensive shoes better as well.
You can. Yeah. No, so you can find that. That's such a good point, actually, is that, even if you do want to wear those ones with the label and everything like that, there are things you can do to make that fit within your lifestyle as well. And insoles is a big way forward to do that.
Yeah.
I think it's firstly, it's amazing how you look at really expensive shoes and they still have this very thin layer of an insole. It does my head in.
Yes.
Why don't they put a contour? Because you can put a contour that fits most people, and that's a good start. However, that's what they do. But the key thing is, as you said, stick to your foundation. We stick to a foundation first.
Yes.
Foundation first is our comfort recipe. However, we do understand that aspiration is incredibly important. So we are doing, and some of the brands we mentioned earlier, you need to create an aspirational aspect to your brand, and that's one of our big focuses. To build that, not only the feel good, but the feel good as well.
So the difference is, people don't buy things to buy the thing. They buy the thing because of the person they'll be with that thing.
Exactly.
Sure.
And that's why they have the aspiration. That's why the expensive shoes do so well, is because they think, if you get these ones, you're going to be that person.
Yes.
And, it's a difference. You can be whoever you like.
Yeah. All right. Back to me again. So this is to our founder. How did the Comfort Co begin, and how are Bionic and Shoal part of the story?
Yeah, look, it's an interesting story. I mean, we basically, we started our journey with, I was working for the company that Phil Vasili founded, who's an Australian podiatrist, and he created a brand called Vasili and then Vionic. And Vionic actually became a big brand, and still a big brand in our portfolio, and in the US is one of the top selling sort of comfort-orientated footwear brands. Phil's core was, he was a podiatrist, he worked with elite sports clubs and created a really good over-the-counter insole orthotic range that could be customised. Our foundation was built on that. In late 2000, that brand that Phil was working on was sold to a company, a well-known company called Scholl. Mm-hmm. And that company was, took the ortho-heel technology that it was called at the time and put it into the Scholl technology globally, except for North America, where they created the Vionic brand. And at that stage, we created the Comfort Co. It was Global Foot Care at that stage, but it's morphed into the Comfort Co. We created the Comfort Co. built around the insole category, and then we started to build footwear that fitted the insoles. Yeah. And we started to distribute Vionic, and we got the license for Scholl, and we created our own brands, Mia Vita and Vetasoul. And the story's, where it is now with our own stores. But that's our heritage. Yep. Very strongly founded in insole orthotic technology.
And a great family to support you, obviously, right?
A great family. All the family work and the family-in-laws.
We're all here. This is an interesting one from where the brand development has gone over the years. We've always been trying to put our finger on who is the Mia Vita Woman. So I'll ask the woman in the room.
Thank you. So for me, and I think for the brand, the Mia Vita Woman is the woman that just has time for one pair of shoes all day. So our shoes can be worn day to night. Most of the time they can be active, they can be depending on what the needs are for the day. But you are wearing your shoes all day, you're not stopping, and you are meeting the girls for lunch and then going to pick up your kids from school, So that's what the Mia Vita Woman is, casual, can go with most things. It has a little bit of a fashion edge in some of our shoes as well. So you feel good when you're wearing them. It has all of the comfort aspects to it. For me, it's the shoe I go to every day. I wear them to death and then I grab another pair. So.
It's just because no one has time to be a fashionista these days. We all want to feel like a fashionista, but you can't do it. You can't do your outfit changes at lunch, can you?
You can just wear, you don't have to worry about your shoes. So you can worry about your clothes and your hair, but you don't have to worry about your
versatility.
Shoes. Yeah.
Right. And that's right from the beginning of the brand. We really set about making sure that the brand provided the comfort, hidden comfort, but didn't advertise the comfort. It was more about it. So because we know that our customers want comfort.
Yes.
But they don't want to say, I'm wearing comfort shoes or whatever they are. So that's what we're focused on, really, that hidden comfort. Everything has, you wouldn't know that it's got a contour, it's soft and cushiony, or it's been designed around some particular podiatry principles.
Mia Vita is about feeling good wearing it in more ways than one.
Exactly.
Look good, feel good.
Look good, feel good. Yeah, for sure. People love arch support thongs like Archies. Where do we fit in?
So the Archies did something for the whole industry that really highlighted on something that we've actually been doing for years. Is that arch support needs to be more versatile. It can't just be in the one pair of shoes. It needs to be in all of your pairs of shoes to get the best possible effect from it. So the arch support, it really, really did prove that people will choose support as long as it looks good, as long as it fits within their lifestyle. If you've got the option between that and that, you're going to choose the supportive option if it's just around about the same, So the difference is that we do it across the board. We have not just our thongs, we do have our great songs, the Vetasoul Vitalities. I've talked about them a million times. I love them.
Yes.
But, I need that support over times that I'm not at the beach, that it's winter now and it's getting a bit cold. If I was wearing my thongs around, it'd be bloody crazy. So we take that real foundation, the support throughout your day goes across everything. We've got a whole range of sandals, from dressing up to dressing down to whatever it is that you want to do with them, but that support, that recipe of comfort stays. So support shouldn't just stop at the thong, it should be over your whole life.
I agree with you. I think thing with Archies is that we've been doing arch support thongs, flip-flops, for a long time, 25, 30 years. In fact, Phil Vasili had the idea of putting an orthotic on a basic flat thong and taped it up and said, that's a good idea. And then he said about manufacturing it. So we've been doing it. We've been working with podiatrists and all that. But what Archies did, hat off to them. They did a great job. They turned it into a volume market product.
Yes.
So good on them. They sell thousands, hundreds of thousands of pairs globally.
Yeah.
And as Ben said, so we continue to to focus on that. But the good thing about that was it showed the insatiable demand for good contour and good arch support.
So you can enter through Archies and then expand out to
Exactly.
a whole world of comfort shoes that can be provided by
That's a really good
brand.
idea, actually. Anyone who loves Archies should love our product.
Absolutely. Yes.
There it is. Step it up a notch.
All right, so me again, and we've seen this over the last 20, 25 years, but why has comfort footwear exploded?
Comfort is in sneakers, really cool-looking sneakers, or it's in cool-looking sandals, or it's in dress shoes, it's in boots, it's in men's casual, hipsters and canvas shoes. It's in everything now.
Yeah.
And it used to be in, not long ago, 20 years ago when we started, they used to call comfort therapeutical footwear. What did that mean? It meant that it was wide and chunky, but it was good for you. You should have it. You should wear it.
I remember starting when I was in high school and trying to think about what to tell my friends I do, because we had the ugliest shoes. Build off ugly, but no, it's really come a long way, and all the brands that we work with have really, Vionic especially, really paved the way with some of the fashion aspects of their shoes. They had really good podiatry team behind them, helping them to build it, and we've benefited from that.
And there's a thing also, just when you think about the transition, there was in 2020 or 2021, there was a thing called COVID that happened.
That's
and
so
what did
true.
that do?
Yeah.
It meant that the office lady and men didn't wear their dress shoes, their office shoes.
Yeah.
And they haven't come back.
That's true. Yeah, the
They've been
sneaker
replaced
boom.
by sneakers.
Yeah.
And so that's the whole thing too. It's been dramatic.
Yes, it has. That's true.
Which is a good lesson for our customers, is just give comfort a try and you're not going back.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
So this question's for Allanah. So why are podiatrists so central into how a good shoe is built?
I think we've covered a lot of these points before, but the podiatrists, their focus is your foot. They're looking at your foot in a static position. They're looking at it while it's moving, and their whole goal is to get you biomechanically aligned to prevent any future problems. So they're the best person to talk to about footwear. We have really, really good podiatry partners that refer and sell footwear in their clinic, because they know that will enhance their patient outcomes, because, you can do all the good things in clinic, but if you go and you wear flat shoes or unsupportive shoes, you're going to ruin all that good work that you do in clinic. So I know that a lot of podiatrists have studied, footwear and things like that, and have really good, are a good foundational source for what we do.
Yeah, it's so important, because there's that old song, is the foot bone's connected to the leg bone, but it's very real. So our old slogan used to be wellness from the ground up. I think that really got across that message that it's what makes connection first throughout your day. And that affects your whole body. And once you get that right, then the rest of your body feels better as well.
That's so true.
Next question for Benno. He loves his vitality, so this is right up the alley here. So recovery shoes are everywhere. Firstly, I think we need to understand what the recovery shoes are, but like OOFOS, they're everywhere. Is it just a trend?
Yes and no. I think so. Recovery shoes for a purpose do suit that purpose. So if you've just run a marathon, then you really want that soft, supportive pair of shoes. You don't want to put on another pair of closed shoes or anything like that, because your feet probably hurt, right? You've just used them a lot. You've done a bunch. But day-to-day people aren't generally running marathons daily, right? So, you know, for your big people in training, everything like that, then they're great. They're absolutely. But if you can implement that cushioning, that recovery footwear into not just one moment, but your whole day, you know, you can feel so much better. So it's, you know, as I said, you know, most people aren't running that marathon. They're walking the dog. They're you know, going having that big day of work. I mean, your game day looks different for everyone else. So whether you play 90 minutes on the pitch for Australia or you're spending 9 hours in an office in Australia, then it's still game day is game day. But at the end of the day, you want to put on something that is comfortable.
So well answered. So basically, that's where we are going with the Vetasoul brand. We're building that sort of recovery aspect into every type of shoe.
Absolutely.
You know,
sorry. I was just saying, I use it for moments during my day. So I use the Vibe slide mostly rather than the Vitality. But, you know, taking the girls to daycare, I mean, it's just like why not? Why wouldn't I wear that just to make my feet feel good for the day?
Yeah.
It's something that's just sitting at the front door,
you
know, ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you can get away with it, well, like, absolutely. If your day doesn't require a closed-in shoe, then why would you?
Exactly.
And the interesting thing about Vetasoul is we've built that. It's the only brand in our portfolio we've built 50-50, 50% women, men, because you know this is it's a full-on all family brand.
Yeah.
You see our Vitalities and Vibes lined up at the front door.
That's it.
Well, hey guys, that was great.
I love that format. I think that's really cool.
Great set of questions.
Yep.
And I look forward. We've got a bunch more for the next part of the next episode.
Yeah, awesome. Can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to ask any more questions to us, please leave some questions on the social media links.
On the YouTubes or wherever
we'll
you're
add
watching
them
this.
in the YouTube.
Even if we don't answer them here, get in touch with our comfort concierges on our website, on our quick chat. You can get in touch with our customer service team. They're all really highly trained. They'll all answer your questions, probably better than we will. I don't know. They're the ones with their boots on the ground, aren't they? So
awesome.
we're always here to help.
Thank you.
Thank you.